Hey, welcome back everybody, Dave Guerra, and hey, we're going to do a little something different. We're going to get prepped for dinner. So we're going to turn all of this, plus a pound of ground beef, into this. All right, let's get started. Hey everyone, Dave Guerra here. Welcome back to This Vet Cooks. And in this episode, like I said, we're going to do a little meal prep. We're going to get ourselves ready. See, last week we had dinner. Obviously, we eat dinner every evening, but we had a little wine with it. We had this Imagery Cabernet Sauvignon, but we didn't finish it. I know it's a travesty. It's a mockery. It's unbelievable. But we didn't finish it. It's a delicious wine. If you ever get it, by all means, do it. We had some Reuben sandwiches with it. It was fantastic. So anyway, so we've got some left over, and then we're thinking, hey, we're going to make some spaghetti sauce, some meat spaghetti sauce with meat. And we're going to go ahead and use the wine with it. So it should definitely bring out some good flavors, a little sweetness in there. That should be a lot of fun. So what are we going to do? Well, we're going to use the Cabernet Sauvignon Imagery 2020. It's a 2020. And we're going to take some tomato sauce. Well, first we're going to fry up. We're going to cook the meat, the ground beef. It's just regular old ground beef. Doesn't matter. Then we're going to take some tomato sauce and some tomato paste or crushed tomatoes. There we go. Sorry about that. And some spices, some chopped onions, oregano. Now this is, in the can. Some crushed red pepper, some minced garlic. What else? Pepper and salt, and of course, then we're going to get some red bell peppers, some thyme, some oregano, and of course, some basil. And we're going to get those aromatics and get that all cooking. And then we're going to give it a tasty taste, and then we're going to let it cool. We're going to put it away for a meal later on this week. But again, we wanted to cook with the wine because again, the wine will only last so long after it's been open. So we're at that cusp now. Now it's time to cook. So let's get started. Let's go ahead and let's make a sauce. Let's get going. All right, so there's the meat. I had it when I first put it down, I already had the pan already going a little high. So then went ahead and just sprayed it real lightly. That way the initial meat did not stick to the pan. I just did that spray stuff real quick, just a real fast one. And then as soon as the meat went down, threw in some salt, broke it up a little bit. Now we're letting it cook, and we're going to let it break up some more. We're going to break it down just a little bit more. Once we get it down to a nice ground consistency where we get rid of the bigger chunks, then we're going to start adding, some stuff now because it's mostly browned and it is red. So here's what we're going to do is we're going to add the stuff that's longest to cook. And what takes the longest out of everything we've got here, that's right, our bell peppers. I love me some bell peppers. We'll throw those in there now. Because again, they take the longest to cook. There it is. Oops, did that break down or not? Yes, it did. Alrighty, so we'll throw in bell peppers. And some of the aromatics. We'll save these in just a bit. Again, basil, parsley, thyme. We'll save it for just a bit. Alright. Well, the meat's cooking up. Before we can start adding anything else, you definitely have to cook the meat. Make sure it's cooked. Get it to a certain point. You'll know it. You get a feel for it. Don't overcook it. Don't overcook it. Then it'll just be too dry and it'll suck up everything, and the flavor profile will just be way off. So be careful with that. Now, with that being said, while we're waiting, just want to take a moment to invite everybody to follow along This Vet Cooks on Twitter, on Facebook, and again on Instagram, and of course the YouTube page, which is where you're watching this video now. So again, thank you very much for all that you do. Thank you for all your follows, your likes, your subscriptions. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and of course the comments. Definitely want to hear from you. So let me know what you think. And if you hate the show, just tell me, hey Dave, this is the worst thing ever. Stop doing it. And of course, you could also say on the flip side, hey Dave, this is the greatest show ever. You beat Gordon Ramsay hands down. I'll take it. No big deal. Anyway, listen, also Veterans Crisis Line, 1-800-273-8255. Don't hesitate, make the call. That's why I share it with you, because I want you to make the call. Again, someone's thinking about you, someone's in your corner, someone believes in you. So make the call anytime you have any issues, concerns. Don't hesitate to reach out, 1-800-273-8255. Press the number 1, and we'll go from there, or you go from there with them, because again, they'll put you in touch with somebody that'll help if they themselves cannot help you. So with that being said, again, don't hesitate to make the call. Really would appreciate if you did. Alrighty. you know what? Let's get back. We got to stir it up a little bit. So don't forget that as it's cooking, you also have to stir it up. Otherwise, it'll start burning, and that's not a good thing. So let's get back to it. Then we'll switch the camera angles, and that way you can see everything that's going in as it goes in. Here we go. All right, now I don't know if you can see it. You should be able to see it back here. It's starting to get a little liquid. That's the fat that's going to burn. That's cooking out. So one of two things you can do. You can leave it there, and then drain it later. And because we've got nothing else invested in here other than some salt and the bell peppers, it's going to make draining easier if you choose to drain. Because again, they're bigger pieces. Alrighty, so again, through the miracle of modern technology and Mrs. This Vet Cooks, we now have drained the meat, and we're going to start adding some stuff. Good things are going to move pretty fast here. So we're going to throw in a little bit more salt. Get a little more salt. And we're going to grind up some black pepper. There we go. That's one of those machines where the jar is the grinder. Flip it over. Pop it out, make sure it doesn't go flying all over the place. That's the downside of this thing. It feels like you were grinding a lot, but turns out you were not grinding much. There we go, we'll do that. And we'll throw in some minced garlic, there we go. And about half a teaspoon. I'll give it a little bit more. Living on the edge. Ready? Now this one doesn't have that counter hole, that's why it's taking forever to pour. There we go. So that's why you need that counter hole up here, because look at this. Yeah, they don't make cans like they used to. The little lip here, the can opener wasn't holding on. So that's those two. They're out of the way. That's that. And we'll do the crushed red peppers next. There they are. The crushed tomatoes, crushed red peppers. Oh my goodness. There we go. All right, now that's not enough liquid. Well, we still haven't poured the wine. Now, before we pour the wine, I want to get the herbs in here. The herbs: basil, thyme, and oregano. Oh, it smells good here. Oh, just in itself, it smells good. Now, how much wine of the Imagery? About half a cup to begin with. Leave that there. That smells good. Throw some chopped onions. Plenty of those. Now here's the crushed red peppers, or the red pepper flakes. And what else have we got? Now we already have, yeah, maybe just a little bit more than. Oh, there we go. Now it's smelling great. Now it's really kicking in. Alrighty. Forget, we're making a sauce here. And I do believe we're going to need another can of tomato sauce. Good. Alrighty, we're going to give it a little stir. We're going to put the lid on it. We're going to let it sit here for a little while and simmer. Alright, well there it is. Real simple to make. You have some spare wine, or when you're cooking with wine, make it fun. Have a lot of fun with it. You don't just have to drink it, you can cook with it. The aromatics, like I said, this kitchen smells fantastic, and that wine just really did. And again, that was a Cabernet Sauvignon. Other than that, just play with the flavors, play with the spices, play with the herbs, figure it out, find your flavor, find what works for you. If it's a little sweet, that's great. If not too sweet, a little spicy, savory, whatever works for you, and it's your recipe. You play with it. Listen, everybody, I'm going to give this one more taste. That's fantastic. I can't wait to pour it over something. Hey, anyway, I'm Dave Guerra, and This Vet Cooks.